Welcome to this masterclass. Today, we're taking a deep, professional dive into something that impacts literally every single household, yet is almost universally misunderstood. You are going to master the ultimate science of appliance hygiene. We're moving way beyond basic cleaning tips here to uncover the chemistry, the hidden engineering flaws, and the exact execution frameworks used by professionals to restore washing machines to factory-level sanitation. Let's start with a highly frustrating scenario. You know the feeling, right? You pull your freshly washed laundry out of the machine, expecting that crisp scent of a spring breeze, but instead, it smells musty. Sometimes it even smells like a sewer, which is definitely not the signature scent you want for your favorite sweater. So why does your seemingly clean laundry smell so bad? Well, it happens because there are unseen enemies lurking deep inside your machine's dark, damp crevices. You aren't just washing your clothes, you're frequently bathing them in a microscopic soup of contaminants.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our curriculum for today. First, the hidden grime. Then, citric acid versus vinegar. After that, deep cleaning the door gasket, followed by drawers, filters, and drums. Then we'll look at front load versus top load washers, and finally, daily habits for clean washers.
Section 1. The hidden washing machine grime. Biofilm, mold, and limescale.
To truly understand exactly what we're fighting here, we have to look past the everyday dirt from your clothes. The primary culprit in this complex ecosystem is biofilm. Now, when you consistently wash in cold water and use heavy doses of liquid detergent and fabric softener, those chemicals never fully dissolve. They actually congeal. They create this waxy, sticky layer of biosludge coating the plastic outer tub and the structural spider arm of your machine. And this waxy layer acts as the absolute perfect food source for our next problem. That biofilm colonizes with invisible enemies, specifically mold strains like Aspergillus and Cladosporium. These spores thrive in the dark, wet cave of your washing machine. And here's the crucial takeaway: this isn't just a bad odor issue, it's a very real health issue. These specific mold strains transfer spores directly onto your clothes right during the wash cycle, and that can easily trigger asthma, eczema, or severe allergies for your family.
Section 2. Citric acid versus white vinegar. The great chemical debate.
To defeat these enemies, we must rely on chemistry, not internet myths. Notice the stark difference here in chelation power. Limescale, or calcium carbonate, is the silent killer of heating elements. Now, vinegar, which is really just a 5% acetic acid solution, has negligible chelation power. It simply lacks the molecular strength to bind and solubilize hard water minerals effectively. Citric acid, on the other hand, it forms highly stable water-soluble complexes with these ions. Plus, frequent exposure to vinegar actually accelerates the oxidation and degradation of your rubber door gaskets, while citric acid poses a very low risk.
Let's put some numbers to this. In formal industry testing at 60 degrees Celsius over a 30-minute period, citric acid achieves an incredible 92% scale removal. Under those exact same conditions, vinegar achieves a mere 37%. Plus, vinegar leaves behind a residual acidity that can actually raise surface pH over time and encourage more microbial adhesion.
So, does this mean vinegar is completely useless? No, not at all. Vinegar's true role in a professional laundry system is strictly as a final rinse additive in your softener compartment to neutralize alkaline detergent residue and soften fabrics. But relying solely on vinegar for machine descaling and scale removal, that is costly preventative neglect. Citric acid is your definitive professional-grade descaler.
Section 3. Deep cleaning the door gasket, eradicating black slime. Now for the practical execution framework. We're targeting the notoriously dirty front-load rubber gasket. This is basically ground zero for black slime. If you want to restore gasket hygiene, follow this exact step-by-step thinking process. First, put on some gloves and physically pull back the folds of the rubber gasket. You're likely going to find hair, lint, maybe even some trapped coins. Second, spray the entire affected area with an oxygen-based cleaner or a targeted vinegar solution and let it sit for about 10 minutes. Third, scrub gently with a soft toothbrush. Never use an abrasive pad. And finally, the most important step, wipe the gasket completely dry with a microfiber cloth.
Now you might be wondering, hey, why not just use heavy bleach? Well, while bleach will absolutely obliterate surface mold, its highly corrosive nature degrades the porous rubber of your gasket over time. It literally eats away at it. This leads to cracking, catastrophic water leaks, and a very costly replacement. You really want to reserve bleach strictly for severe one-off restoration cases, never for your routine cleaning protocol.
Section 4. Drawers, filters, and drums, the hidden contamination zones.
We've handled the door.
But we are definitely not done. Let's look at the detergent drawer. Most people just pull the tray out and wash it, which is merely a surface-level approach. The real danger lies inside the housing tunnel within the machine itself. Fabric softener residue congeals on the roof of this internal cavity, growing black mold spots right over the water jets. If you don't take a bottle brush and scrub those upper jets inside the housing, the machine will literally inject mold spores into every single wash load. It completely defeats the purpose of cleaning the tray.
Let's move down to the drain filter, which is usually located right behind a small trapdoor at the bottom of the machine. The implementation guidance here is absolutely critical. Always place a shallow pan and a towel down first because residual water is going to pour out. Remove the filter, rinse away all the lint, hair, and trapped objects, and scrub the housing. This must be done every 2 to 3 months. A blocked filter restricts water flow, slows drainage, and is a massive contributor to internal machine odors.
Section 5. Front load versus top load washers. Design vulnerabilities. Next, we need to address the nuances between different machine architectures. There's this pervasive myth in appliance maintenance where people assume top-load washers are completely maintenance-free just because they don't have that thick rubber front door gasket. This is fundamentally false. Yes, front loaders are highly vulnerable at the gasket, but top loaders suffer from their own hidden grime buildup right beneath the central agitator or the low-profile impeller plate at the bottom of the drum. Because the water level in top loaders doesn't always flush the upper tub ring, soap scum and hard water deposits build up incredibly fast. Both designs require active, systematic deep cleaning.
Section 6. Daily Habits for Clean Washers. Preventative Maintenance.
To lock in your long-term strategy, here are the essential, actionable habits that will permanently block out mold. First, always leave the door and the detergent drawer ajar after every single use so moisture can evaporate. Second, remove clean clothes immediately. Leaving them trapped breeds mildew within hours. Third, take 5 seconds to wipe the rubber gasket dry daily. Fourth, stop using too much detergent. Excess suds create that exact biofilm we discussed earlier. And finally, run an empty 60°C cycle with food-grade citric acid on a regular basis to melt away scale and slime.
We've covered the chemistry, the hidden contamination zones, and the precise implementation frameworks. You now possess the insider-level professional knowledge to maintain your appliance at peak hygiene. So, the question remains, will you continue the cycle of preventive neglect, or will you master your appliance's longevity today? Apply these frameworks, protect your household's health, and never settle for musty laundry again. Thank you for joining this masterclass.